So today's topic that we are going to study is casting process. Now this is defined as the casting process, right? Whenever I say it's a casting process, so always remember the casting is one of the oldest manufacturing process, and even today it is the first step in manufacturing in most products, right? So with respect to the definition, or you can say the definitions of the process. In this process, so in this process, the material is in this process the material is first liquefied by properly heating it in a suitable furnace, right? Now, once the metal has been liquefied, the liquefied metal, or you can say the liquid metal is poured. The liquid metal is poured into a previously prepared into a previously prepared mold cavity, right? So this term come mold cavity, right? Where it is allowed to solidify, right? Okay. Now, with respect to this definition, like in this casting process, we are going to first liquefy the metal, and then it allowed to solidify in a specified positions, right? So let's see one of the videos that how this basically works. इन चीजों को समझने की कोशिश करते हैं. Now, you can see this in this video. Uh, this is a process of sand casting, right? First, the first thing they have placed a pattern, right? So this is basically a pattern. So if anyone want to know what is pattern, so basically what is pattern? Pattern is basically a replica of a product, right? So the important point यहाँ हमको निकल के क्या आ रहा है कि जब हम casting process पढ़ते हैं तो we need to also understand there are certain terms. So the first term that we need to understand is the pattern, right? So if anybody want to know about the pattern, then yes, a pattern is a replica of the part to be cast and is used to prepare the mold cavity, right? So this is not necessary of the same material. कि अगर आपको कोई solid shaft को create करना है of steel or a mild steel, so it is not necessary that your pattern should also be of the same material. कि आपको it can be of any material. It can be of wood. It can be of plastic. Any material you can use with the help of this one, right? So the first thing that you need to understand about the pattern. So the what is pattern? A pattern is the replica of the part. तो अगर रेप्लिक आपका आपका प्रोडक्ट अगर एक सिलेंड्रिकल शाफ्ट है तो पैटर्न इज आल्सो टू बी ऑफ द सिलेंड्रिकल शाफ्ट, राइट? ओके. Now see the another case. Now you can see that this is are the two portions. Separately it is to be prepared. This process is defined as a ramming process. Now you can see that this is two halves, and these two halves is to be connected. They have removed the pattern. See, the bottom portion is defined as the drag. The upper portion is defined as go, right? There is a one section. This is defined as a, that is the gating system. You can see gating system, and in this gating system you will find number of terms, right? How you are going to ensure, because the mold cavity is inside this box, so how you are going to ensure कि आपका जो cavity है is completely filled. So for that purpose we need to see the riser, right? Understand? So what is the purpose of riser? इस riser का purpose ये है, the first primary purpose is to give you an idea कि whether your mold cavity, inside the mold cavity is completely filled or not. That is the first objective. Now let's see. Now the metal is allowed to cool. Now they have removed, so you can see that the gating and riser, it is to be there. This is the gating system, this is a riser, and they have separately cut it. We'll get a one product of this. So this is basically explain the concept of now in this video we are going to understand the process of casting, right? Yes. Now you can see that with this one, there are certain you can see the terms it is coming in that this, and it is to be clearly defined. As I already explained, this is the drag, this one is the coke, this one is the riser, this one is the pouring basin, right? Pouring basin, sprue, runner, and gate, all these terms are associated, all these terms are associated with the gating system, right? So whenever we are going to ask about the gating system, so the gating system comprises of pouring basin, sprue, runner, and gate, right? So this might be the product. So just entering before this mold cavity, this is basically defined as a gate. Okay, and this one is a riser. So in the coming video you can see that. Yes. Now, the gating system, they have been explained. Gating system refers to all the elements associated with the flow of molten metal from the ladle to the mold. Now, here they have explained gating system like pouring basin, sprue, runner, gate, riser. So, these are the parts of basically a gating system. Now, what is pouring basin? You can see that in this pouring basin, it acts as a reservoir. It collects the molten metal poured from the ladle. The main you can say the advantage of this pouring basin is it just eliminate the turbulent flow of the metal, right? Liquid metal का जो turbulent flow है उसको reduce करेगा और वो allow करेगा किसको, इसको free और laminar flow में convert करने के. जितना ज्यादा टर्बुलेंट होगा सैंड पार्टिकल के इरोजन्स होने के चांसेस उतने ही ज्यादा बढ़ जाएंगे। जब सैंड पार्टिकल इरोजन्स होगा तो सैंड पार्टिकल लिक्विड मेटल के साथ वो रिएक्ट करके एक नए कंपाउंड्स को क्रिएट करते हैं। उस कंपाउंड्स का नाम हो जाता है आपका फेलाइट, FeSiO3, that is a combination of iron and sand। तो जो फेलाइट पार्टिकल्स हैं वो आपके लिक्विड मेटल में डिस्ट्रीब्यूट हो जाएंगे और वो पूरी तरह से एसोसिएटेड हो जाएंगे। सो दैट इज वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट टर्म कि आपका जो पोरिंग बेसिन है उसको वो द मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव है कि टू रिड्यूस द turbulent flow of the liquid metal, right? Now in this it is also to be mentioned in this slide, it acts as a reservoir, it collects the molten metal poured from the ladle, राइट। लैडल मीन्स कि वो सब्सटेंस जिससे आप लिक्विड मेटल को पोर करते हैं, इसमें पोरिंग बेसिन। Now, one of its wall is inclined about 45 degree to the horizontal in order to absorb metal momentum and to prevent vortex formations, right? Now you can see that this is the angle of 45 degree they have mentioned here in this case. It should be filled completely with the molten metal in order to prevent the formation of funnel. Now, second is sprue. That is basically it is a passage. So it is a vertical channel through which molten metal comes in contact with the parting line, from where it enters the runner and gate to reach the mold cavity. Sprue, runner, gate, mold cavity, and parting line, it is to be there. The objective of runner, it is a horizontal channel, right? Sprue is a vertical channel. Similarly, runner is a horizontal channel. Now gate, it is a small opening through which the molten metal enters the mold cavity. It should be designed in such a way that it can be broken easily after the casting solidify. Now riser, it is a reservoir of molten metal. Yes, now this is important. Whenever it says it is a reservoir of a molten metal, what does it mean? The first objective, when I say riser, always remember the first objective of riser is to ensure whether is to ensure whether the casting is completely fill or not. कास्टिंग का मतलब हो गया मोल्ड कैविटी, राइट? दैट इज द फर्स्ट ऑब्जेक्टिव। नाउ द सेकेंड ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या होता है? एक्चुअली सेकेंड इज द प्राइम मोस्ट ऑब्जेक्टिव, बट ड्यूरिंग द प्रोसेस ऑफ दिस कास्टिंग आपको सबसे पहले ये फर्स्ट ही पता चलता है, ठीक है? नाउ द सेकेंड केस को अगर हम समझने की कोशिश करें, so liquid metal, whenever I say a liquid metal, so during solidification of liquid metal क्या होता है? ये कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करता है, कॉन्ट्रैक्शंस होते हैं। कॉन्ट्रैक्शंस का मतलब क्या हुआ कि आपका जो वॉल्यूम है, वॉल्यूम ऑफ वो रिड्यूस करो, ठीक है? अब आप यहाँ पे ये जो प्रोडक्ट देख रहे हो, दिस इज द कास्टिंग प्रोडक्ट, दिस इज द प्रोडक्ट यू वांट टू अचीव। So this is also completely filled with liquid metal, right? This riser is also filled with the liquid metal of the same material, right? So what will happen during solidification? The volume of this casting product reduces, right? अब इमेजिन करो कि आपको एक कास्टिंग क्रिएट करनी है जिसका वॉल्यूम एक है क्यूब, राइट? क्यूब का आपको डायमेंशंस पता है, दैट इज 10 क्रॉस 10 क्रॉस 10। दिस इज द कास्टिंग, राइट? बट when you fill this one वॉल्यूम, तो आपने इमेजिन किया कि भाई चलो सेम अमाउंट ऑफ वॉल्यूम दैट इज 10 क्यूब ऑफ मीटर क्यूब आपने जो है इसमें वॉल्यूम को फिल, बट later on you will realize कि during contraction this volume is reduces by 10%, right? So आपने क्या देखा कि आपको as a casted product you need a requirement of product of this much dimensions, but when you filled it and after solidification you will realize that 10% of the volume is reduced because of the contraction during solidification. So it means what? That 10% of contraction is to be compensated by riser, क्योंकि riser के पास भी यहाँ पे liquid metal है, तो जब ड्यूरिंग कॉन्ट्रैक्ट होगा, ड्यूरिंग ये आपका कंप्रेशन होगा, कॉन्ट्रैक्शन होगा, तो जब ये रिड्यूस करने लगेगा तो राइजर जो है इसको लिक्विड मेटल जो है वो प्रोवाइड कर देगा। तो इसका मतलब है द सेकेंड ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ राइजर, द सेकेंड ऑब्जेक्टिव इज राइजर टू कॉम्पनसेट the liquid metal, to compensate the liquid metal into the mold cavity, right? So that is basically an objective of riser, and based on this we are more concerned about the design of riser, because the design of riser में हम ज़्यादा concerned इसलिए होते हैं कि during solidification this riser is also to be solidified, right? जब riser यहाँ पे solidify होगा, तो you need to ensure the riser solidification should be more, it takes more time as compared to the product solidification. So this in this slide they have clearly explained the concept of the gating system and its different element, right? So let's come to our slide. So we need to ensure certain points, right, when we are going to study the casting. So these are the certain points is like the operations need a knowledge in the following areas. The first important thing is, the first one that we need to understand is like preparation of molds and pattern, right? Preparation of mold and pattern. I believe you understood what is mold and what is pattern, right? Now the second one is melting and pouring. Melting and pouring of the liquefied metal. Melting and pouring of the liquefied metal. Melting and pouring of the liquefied metal. Now the third important point, that is solidification. And solidification and further cooling. Solidification and further cooling to room temperature, right? And the last one, we need to also ensure that each casted product should be defect free, right? So we need to understand what are the defects and inspection. right? So let's start with respect to that. So the first thing that we need to understand about the pattern and mold. So the next topic that we are going to study, that is your pattern and mold. So when we are talking about the pattern, so pattern means what? Pattern means we have already defined. Uh, let's uh, let's define some of the point. What is a pattern? Pattern is basically, a pattern is the replica. Pattern is a replica of the part to be cast and is used to prepare and is used to prepare the mold cavity, right? And it is used to prepare the mold cavity. Now the important point with respect to the pattern is, like, pattern is not necessary of the same material of the casted product, right? So it can be of any material. So we can write that the pattern are made of, mostly the patterns are made of either wood, the patterns are mainly either of wood or metals, right? So now we are going to see the types of pattern. So what are the types of pattern? So you can see the types of pattern, types of pattern, right? So before I'm writing the types of pattern, I'll show you one video will clear about the types of pattern. Now you can see that this is solid pattern. Solid pattern, it means what? A single complete product. This one is your drag. Now this is a split pattern. Split mat pattern means what? It can be divided in two halves, right? So one half is to be placed at the drag portion, other one is the coke portion. In the previous sections we have already, this pattern are used for casting large products. Now this is a match plate pattern. Match plate patterns are widely used for casting products more than one in a single mold box. This one is a drag side pattern, this one is a cope side pattern. Now in this, the split patterns with runner and gate systems are mounted on a wooden or metal board called match plate pattern, right? So you can see that how this is going to be work in that way, right? So once you remove it, you can see that मैच प्लेट पैटर्न में वो कम्प्लीटली फिल करता है कोप एंड ड्रैग को। कोप एंड ड्रैग को जब आप हटाएंगे तो मैच प्लेट वहां से सीधा रिमूव हो जाता है। सो द एडवांटेज इज लाइक कि जो अलाइनमेंट है वो हमेशा परफेक्ट रहता है। कोप एंड ड्रैग पैटर्न. सो ये टू हाफ्स में डिवाइड हो गया और इसको इस तरह से प्लेस कर दिया. वन हाफ ऑफ इज टू बी प्लेस इन कोप, अदर हाफ इज टू बी प्लेस इन ड्रैग. Cope and drag pattern. So the pattern made up of two halves are mounted on individual match plate. Flasks are placed individually on each side of the pattern. In this cope and drag, part of the molds are prepared separately and assembled for casting. Now this is a ramming process. This is one of the most important process. This will maintain the sand fluidity. These patterns are used for casting heavy products. Now this is a gated pattern. It means what? A gating is already been defined, right? Runner, this is a pattern, runner and gate is already be defined, and this one is a screw. In this, the mass production of castings, more mold cavities are formed in a single mold. So I believe you also understood that what is the advantage of this type of pattern. This one is a skeleton pattern. In a small number of large casting, yeah, in skeleton patterns are preferred. Skeleton pattern is a ribbed construction of wood which forms an outline of the pattern. This is a wooden frame is filled with loam sand and rammed. So again here we can define. Now you can see that there are many types of patterns. For round shape, the pattern is made in two halves and joined with glue or by means of screw. This one is a sweep pattern. Sweep patterns are used for forming large symmetrical mold by revolving sweep attached to a spindle. Okay. This one is a spindle and this one is a sweep wooden board and this one is your cavity. So if the product of the shape is a flask cylindrical type, then you can be. This one again is a segmental pattern. Segmental pattern means everything is to be that is a segment of a casting, and this is a pivot pin. So it is to be placed something like this, right? Now you can see that how you are going to create a wheel type structure. So this is in this they have elaborately defined many types of pattern, many types. It's actually not you can say useful for the gate preparation, but yes, they have explained each and every type of a pattern. So for the knowledge point of view, this is very important. So the outer shape of the pattern is used for making the mold. Inner shape of this, you have achieved this shape and you can place it here. Right? Okay. So this one is a pattern, this one is a drag. We can remove that pattern, drag it is to be in the empty, it is to be there. You'll find a cavity. Right. So I believe you have understood about the type of pattern here in this, right? So I just write down the name of the pattern you have already seen. So the first, the pattern is like one, the loose pattern, right? So I'm just writing the pattern types. The second pattern you have seen is also like a gated pattern. The third one, that is your match plate pattern, right one. Then you can see a cope and drag pattern. You can also see is like a sweep pattern, right? So with respect to the node, it is also to be written, and you can also see that skeleton pattern also, right? So if anybody asks you about the pattern, I believe that you have a clear-cut idea about the pattern. So the pattern is already defined as the replica of the part to be cast and is used to prepare the mold cavity, right? So the first term that we have already defined, the next important parameter that we are going to see is the pattern allowances, right? Now let's see another topic, that is your pattern allowances, right? So let's first understand what is pattern allowances. In the previous slide, we have seen what is pattern. Now we are going to see what is pattern allowances. To make it very clear, let's see, suppose for an example, let's take an example that you want to cast a product of size, that we want to cast a product of size 10 cross 10 cross 10, right? So that is a cube. So that is a cube dimension is, you can say, 10 cube of centimeter, right? This is the dimension of a size that you want to cast. So likewise, you have created a cavity in this mold. So I'm just drawing this mold cavity here, and there is a gating system, and you will find a riser, it is to be there above this. So I say it is a riser and this one is a gate. Now this is a mold cavity. Once you fill this mold cavity, just जैसे ये liquid metal इसके अंदर fill होगा, what will happen? This will acquire, this liquid metal completely acquire the shape of this cube, right? So the moment it is to be filled, it is completely, the volume of this is to be completely of the same size. But as you all know that the liquid metal have a tendency to contract during solidification. Right? जब ये solidification के ड्यूरेशन में ये कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करेगा, तो यू विल फाइंड कि अब जैसे ही आफ्टर सम टाइम द प्रोडक्ट, you can say the product of this this product, you can say the dimensions of this product is being reduced. अब ये reduce कितना करेगा, that depends upon the contraction rate of material. तो ये contraction जो rate है वो vary करता है आपका material to material, that is it is a material property, you can say a material प्रॉपर्टी, राइट। तो आपको किस टाइप का कास्ट आपका मटेरियल है उसके बेसिस पे रिड्यूस करेगी। नाउ अब आपने क्या देखा कि बिकॉज ऑफ दिस कॉन्ट्रैक्शन द वॉल्यूम ऑफ दिस द न्यू यू कैन से द कास्टेड प्रोडक्ट इज रिड्यूस्ड। यस, now when the casted product is reduced, your desired size should be of 10 cube, right? But you will able to achieve of this is something less than of 10 cube. So does this serve your purpose? No. तो अब इसको आपको कैसे डिफाइन करना है, तो हमने क्या बोला कि if we increase, if we know the contraction rate, what should be the contract? Suppose हमने बोला कि अगर कोई एक मटेरियल है उसका 10% वो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करता है, ठीक है। इफ दिस इज 10% कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करने के बाद, मतलब अगर आपने लिक्विड मेटल डाला तो आफ्टर रिड्यूस इट बिकम्स लेस देन ऑफ 10%। तो हमने क्या किया कि जो कास्टेड जो पैटर्न क्रिएट किया, इट शुड बी द पैटर्न शुड बी द हायर साइज ऑफ द एक्चुअल प्रोडक्ट, ठीक है। अब ये आपका डेफिनेशन किस हिसाब से डिफाइन हुआ, ये आपको इस बात से डिफाइन होता है कि द साइज ऑफ दिस वन, the size of the pattern is to be greater than the size of the casted product. तो जब पैटर्न अलाउंसेस की बात आई तो ये पहला बोला गया कि the size of pattern is greater than the size of product, राइट। तो जैसे ही आप साइज ऑफ पैटर्न इज ग्रेटर देन की बात किए तो द अमाउंट विच इज टू बी ग्रेटर देन द साइज ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट इज डिफाइंड एज अलाउंसेस। सो दैट इज वन काइंड ऑफ अलाउंसेस इट इज टू बी गिवन, राइट। सो वी कैन राइट हियर इन दिस वे there are two categories of pattern. The second thing that is defined as there are two categories of pattern allowances. There are two categories of pattern allowances, right? तो अब वो कैटेगरी कौन कौन सी है? The first one, it is defined as your shrinkage allowances. Shrinkage allowances, right? And the second one is defined as your machining allowances. Machining allowances, right? So I'll explain one by one what is shrinkage allowances and what is machining allowances, right? Now, अब यहाँ पे आपको एक चीज समझना है कि द टोटल कॉन्ट्रैक्शन, अब हमको स्टेज वाइज कॉन्ट्रैक्शन को समझना पड़ेगा टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज श्रिंकेज अलाउंसेस, राइट। तो अगर हम यहाँ पे श्रिंकेज अलाउंसेस की बात करते हैं तो श्रिंकेज अलाउंसेस इज प्रोवाइडेड टू टेक केयर, shrinkage allowances is provided to take care of the contraction, to take care of the contractions of a casting, right? So you need to understand what are the stages of contraction, right? तो जहां जहां कॉन्ट्रैक्शन होगा, कॉन्ट्रैक्शन यानी कि लिक्विड मेटल जब सॉलिडिफाई होगा, वहां जहां जहां पे कॉन्ट्रैक्शन होगा वहां पे श्रिंकेज अलाउंसेस आपको प्रोवाइड करना पड़ेगा. So you need to understand what are the stages of contraction. That is very, very important, right? So let's see what are the stages of contraction. The first one, the first one, the contraction of the liquid. The contraction of the liquid from the pouring temperature, from the pouring temperature, from the pouring temperature to the freezing point, to the freezing point, right? I'll explain what is pouring temperature. From the pouring temperature to the freezing point, right? Now, let's see what is, first understand what is pouring temperature. Pouring temperature is the temperature at which when you are going to pour liquid metal into the mold cavity. Just for the sake of one example, let's take an example, right? Suppose आपका iron है, suppose I'm going to take an iron, right? So the melting point of iron, you can say the melting point of iron is 1539 degrees centigrade, right? So pouring temperature is not, always remember, pouring temperature is not a melting point of this one. Pouring temperature is always greater than the melting point of anyone. उसका reason है, at the melting point, the viscosity of metal is high. जब विस्कोसिटी ऑफ मेटल हाई है, तो सपोज आपने यहाँ पे इसमें एंटर कराया, तो जब विस्कोसिटी हाई होगा तो ये इट टेक्स मोर टाइम टू फिल दिस मोल्ड कैविटी. दैट इज द फर्स्ट थिंग. सेकंड थिंग इज व्हेन इट इज टेकिंग मोर टाइम टू फिल दिस कैविटी, साइमल्टेनियसली सॉलिडिफाई भी होने लगेगा एंड इट हैज लेस फ्लूइडिटी. लेस फ्लूइडिटी का मतलब है कि ये दूर तक कम जाएगा. जब कोई भी लिक्विड मेटल या फ्लूइडिटी ज्यादा होगी या कोई भी लिक्विड की, so it travels more, right? But due to viscosity, of high viscosity, it travels less. So what we do, that we increase temperature above this 1500 degrees centigrade. So what we have done, suppose we have taken it to 1700 degrees centigrade. So this is the temperature. It is defined as a pouring temperature. Understood? So the first contractions occur, the contraction of the liquid metal from the pouring temperature to the freezing temperature. तो freezing temperature का मतलब हो गया आपका melting point. तो यहाँ पे जो contraction आपका occur हुआ, वो कहाँ से हुआ, आपका जो pouring temperature से melting temperature तक. अब इसमें जितना भी contraction आएगा, that is to be compensated by shrinkage allowances. That comes under shrinkage allowances. Is that clear to everyone? Now, the second stage of contraction, let's see. The second stage of contraction is defined as, now the second stage. The first stage we have defined from the pouring temperature to melting temperature. The second, the contraction, you can say the contraction associated with the change of phase from liquid, with the change of phase from liquid to solid, right? So let's understand. Now your casting is again at melting point. So the second stage is defined as your melting temperature, right? But this melting temperature is in liquid stage, right? So it transforms into solid. So again, it is defined as a melting temperature, but it is in solid phase. So this is a phase change. So the second contraction occurs during phase change, right? Now, with if it is of pure metal, then the phase change occur at, you can say that if it is of pure metal. So I'll explain what is pure metal. Pure metal means if it is a pure metal phase, then your it occurs the phase change, you can say the phase change occur at constant temperature, right? And if it is of mixed phase, or you can say alloy, right, then the phase change, then the phase you can say the phase change have variable temperature, right? So that is the thing. So the second contraction is associated with a change of phase from liquid to solid. So again, this is the contractions come into picture, right? Now the third stage of contraction, it is to be defined as the third stage of contraction, that is the contraction. The contraction of the solid, right? The contraction of the solid casting from the melting temperature, you can say from the melting temperature at solid state, right? Melting temperature to the room temperature. So, right? The contraction of solid casting from melting solid to the room temperature, because you're actually going to remove it at the room temperature. You cannot remove any of the casting product at the melting temperature, though it is to be in the solid state, right? So you can say that in a now melting temperature of solid to the of your room temperature. So you can see that this is a total contraction. You can see that this is a total contraction, that the stages of contraction. Uh, First one from the pouring temperature to melting temperature. Second one is melting temperature of liquid to melting temperature of a solid. And the third contraction is a melting temperature of solid into room temperature. Right? Now you need to understand if the contractions are there, right? If the contractions are there, then who is going to compensate that contraction, right? So the shrinkage allowances is the allowances which is take care of the contraction in casting. So यहाँ पे हमें shrinkage allowances आपको provide करना पड़ेगा in different stages. Now important point अब आया है. Now please listen it very carefully. I believe up to this point you have a very clear cut idea the stages of contractions, right? Now I'm going to write this point. I have already explained you the purpose of riser, right? So I just write it down here, riser, right? So riser, the purpose of riser to compensate, right? To compensate liquid metal. The purpose of riser to compensate liquid metal to mold cavity, right? Okay. So you can see that during your pouring temperature to melting temperature, there is a contraction, right? So when I say the contraction, it means the liquid metal, suppose the first stage of contraction. If I say the first stage of contraction, right? in the first stage of contraction, when the liquid is reduced by 10%, suppose, or 5%, or 3%, or 2%, that amount is compensated by riser, right? So at the, you can see that at the end of this melting temperature, if it is to be reduced by 10%, so that 10% is to be filled by riser. So at the start of the second stage of contraction, your again liquid metal is completely filled. Again वो 100% of volume हो जाएगा, right? Now the second stage, you can see that the second stage of contraction, again you can see that कि जो आपका वो mold cavity है is to be more with filled with liquid metal. अभी भी वो liquid metal के ही form में है, right? Now the second stage is a phase change. वो धीरे धीरे आपका phase change हो रहा है. So during change of phase change, it also reduced by some amount. So that again the volume of metal reduced होगा. That is again to be compensated by riser. So it means what? The first two stages of liquid metal is compensated exclusively by riser only. Is that clear? So the purpose of riser is to compensate liquid metal during the first two stages, right? Now in the third stages, now you can see that in the third stages, your liquid metal is completely solidified, right, at the melting point temperature. Now adding of liquid metal to this point does not fuse completely into the casted product. मतलब अगर आप liquid metal add भी करोगे तो वो completely fuse नहीं होंगे. So the purpose of giving liquid metal during the third stage of contraction does not fulfill your conditions. So during the third stage of contraction, always remember, in this stage of contraction, आपका जो pattern of higher size है, right? So you have defined the pattern in a greater size. So pattern should be greater in size of the casted product. So that कि जो थर्ड स्टेज है कॉन्ट्रैक्शन का वो पैटर्न कॉम्पनसेट कर ले और आपका जो कास्टेड प्रोडक्ट है वो उसी शेप में आ जाए जो आपका डिजायर्ड है, राइट? So the first two stage of liquid metal is compensated by riser and the third stage is to be compensated by pattern only. Now you can see that the other, what is machining allowances, that is also to be defined, right? Everything comes under shrinkage allowances. Machining allowances basically जब आप सैंड कास्टिंग की बात करते हो, जब आपको प्रोडक्ट क्रिएट करना हुआ, ठीक है, सो व्हेन यू फाइनलाइज और आपको जो प्रोडक्ट मिला, तो बिकॉज ऑफ दिस सैंड पार्टिकल ये जो प्रोडक्ट है इज नॉट दैट मच ऑफ ग्रेटर फिनिश, राइट? तो उसके लिए आपको उसको फिनिशिंग करना पड़ेगा. फिनिशिंग का मतलब आपको मेटल कट करना पड़ेगा मशीनिंग के थ्रू या लेथ मशीन्स के थ्रू. तो जो एक्स्ट्रा जो डायमेंशंस आपको दिया गया है, सो दैट कि जब आप उसको मशीन करो योर प्रोडक्ट शुड बी ऑफ ग्रेट डायमेंशंस, राइट? तो उसको जो फिनिश प्रोडक्ट देने के लिए जो एक्सेस डायमेंशन है वो आपको टेक केयर करता है मशीनिंग अलाउंसेस में, राइट? So I'll write that point. What is machining allowances? What is machining allowances? Right? So this is basically the excess in the dimensions. The excess in the dimensions of the casting over those of the final job to take care of the machining is called the machining allowances, right? So this is all about the type of allowances, right? Now I'm going to take a very important aspect of casting, that is your design of riser, right? Now, before the start of design of riser, we need to ensure certain point we should keep in mind. The first one is, right, the solidification time of riser. Solidification time of riser should be greater than or equal to solidification time of product, right? That is the first thing we always keep in mind. It should be greater than or equal to the solidification time, right? Now, the volume of riser, the design of riser volume is always considered as a three times volume of riser is defined as three times the shrinkage volume of product. So we need to ensure before the start of design of riser, we need to ensure that these 2 points, right? And we all know that the purpose of riser to compensate, the purpose, you can say the purpose of riser to compensate first two stage of liquid contractions, right? So we need to understand what are the criteria on which basis we are going to design the riser. So the criteria, it is very simple, that it is only on the basis of solidification time, right? So we'll define what is solidification time. So on the basis of solidification time, we have defined the, or we can design the riser, right? So what is solidification time? The solidification time, what is solidification time? That is solidification time is a function of the volume is the function of the volume of a casting and its surface area. So ensure that the surface area should be minimum, you can say. It should be minimum surface area, always remember. So this is basically defined by Crogne's rule. CHRINOBS, right? Okay. तो ये कहता क्या है? Let's see this case. We can say that the solidification time. तो आपका solidification time T is directly proportional to volume upon surface area of square, right? Now this again can be defined as T is equals to some C constant, which is V by A of surface area. This area is not in a single area, this is a surface area. So we have removed this proportionality and introduced this C, where C is a constant, right? Where C जो है एक constant conditions है that reflect the mold materials, the properties of the metal, right? That also reflect the properties that of metal and temperature, right? And temperature. So based on this formula, we can define the solidification time. So this is a solidification Ts. It is to be represented as solidification time. I'm going to compare a side riser. Now the position of riser here in this case is side riser. So there are two type of a riser. One is side riser and other one is your top riser. So I'll explain what is side riser. So I'm going to compare a side riser of two type of a shape. First one is of cylindrical shape. Suppose you have a side riser of cylindrical shape, right? And a square parallelepiped shape, right? So I'll just first explain you what is the side riser. Based on that, I'll explain you the position. So suppose this is your casting mold cavity, right? So in this mold cavity, you can place your riser one above the mold cavity, right? So this is the one of the position of the riser which is defined as top riser. Now the top riser can be of any shape, like it is of cylindrical shape, it is to be of spherical shape, it is to be of square parallelepiped shape. So these shape it is to be defined. The second type of arrangement it is to be defined as your side riser. I'm connecting a cylindrical type one here. So this is basically a side riser. So I believe is it clear? It is clear to everyone what is side riser and what is top riser, right? Now I'm going to compare it with the shape of the side riser. Like here in this case, we are comparing cylindrical shape and square parallelepiped. So first I'm writing the cylindrical shape. Comparison of cylindrical and of square pipe shape defines the time and how much time takes for any of the casting with respect to riser design of cylindrical and square parallelepiped. So let's define a cylindrical riser. and how we are going to write it. So first I'm going to draw the shape of the cylindrical. So suppose this is the height of the cylinder. This one defined as the diameter, right? Okay. So before the start of this, let us define the surface area of the cylinder. What is the surface area of the cylinder? So the first curved surface, that is 2 pi r into h. This is the curved surface of this cylinder, plus these two surface areas should also come into picture. That one. So we can define as pi r square. So that is to be 2 pi r square. So that is the surface area of a cylinder. Let us define the volume of a cylinder. What is the volume of the cylinder? So volume of the cylinder is defined as pi r square h. That is pi r square, that is the area into h. So this is the volume of the cylinder and this one is the surface area of the cylinder. Now, based on the solidification time Ts, that is to be directly proportional to V by S. So can we write that is pi, no, not just now. Okay. We have defined that surface area should be minimum. What is the objective of defining the minimum surface area? Minimum surface area, right? The objective behind minimum surface area, if you have more area, so the rate of heat transfer is also more. To reduce the rate of heat transfer, we just minimize the surface area, right? So if you have a less surface area, the rate of heat transfer is also less, and similarly the solidification time, or you can say the solidified time, is more, right? So we have defined, like suppose the area, it is to be defined as 2 pi r h plus 2 pi r square, right? Now here in this case you can define that the values of h. Value of h is defined as v by pi r square, right? So we just replace it, a is equals to 2 pi r h, right? So 2 pi r into h, h is defined as v by pi r square. So that can be this, define this plus 2 pi r square. So this can be written as A is defined as 2v by pi r plus 2v 2 pi r square. So you can see that this is area it is to be defined, and with respect to that, if we say that the area is 2v by pi r plus 2 pi r square, right? So minimum surface area, that is, yes, let's divide it, that is d of a by d r, right? So this can be written as 2b, and this is of minus, and this is of r square plus 4 pi r. Yes, so that can be, if it is equal to 0, if it is equated to 0, that can be written as 2v by r square is equals to 4 pi r, and this can be defined as, this is 2. So volume is defined as 2 pi r cube, right? We put it the value, the volume, that is the volume is, and h is equals to v by pi r square, which is also to be written as 2 pi r cube upon pi r square. So this is to be completely defined. The values of h is equals to 2 r, right? Okay. So we defined with respect to the cylindrical riser, we have defined the volume should be 2 pi r cube, and your surface area, that is the minimum surface area, should be, if we place it here, that is 2v by r plus 2 pi r square. The value of v is 2 pi r cube, right? So we are going to write here, it is 2 pi r cube. So that r, and this will become r square, and this will become 4 pi r square. 4 pi r square plus 2 pi r gives you 6 pi r square, right? So let's apply a solidification time of this is directly proportional to volume upon area of whole square, right? Now the solidification time, what is the value of V? That can be defined as 2 pi r cube upon area. That area is defined as 6 pi r square. Now this can be cancelled out. 2 is defined as 3. This is r square. This is r. So you can write the solidification time of cast cylindrical shape is directly proportional by r by 3. So you have defined this criteria. Okay. So we have calculated the solidification time of cylindrical riser. Likewise, I'm going to derive the for the derivation is for square parallelepiped. So what is the square parallelepiped? You can see that this is basically a square parallelepiped, right? So this is defined the value h, and because it is a square, so this is right. Right. So based on this, let's define its condition. What is the area? Let us curved surface area is defined as what? The perimeter of this one, that is your 4a into h plus this area, right? That is defined as a square, and this is also defined as this one. So this one area is also, that is your 2a square. This is your surface area. Now what should be the volume? Volume is defined as a square into h. So that h can be defined in terms of volume, that can be defined as v by a square. Now let's change this it with area, that is 4a. The value of h is v by a square. So v by a square plus 2a square. So that a part is to be cancelled out. Let's differentiate del dA surface area with respect to the side of this one, right? So when you're going to differentiate, what you will get? That you will get minus 4b by a square plus 4a. And when you equate it to 0, you will get the volume, it should be a cube, right? So in a case of square parallelepiped, when you have a minimum surface area, then it should be a shape of cube only, right? So the h value you can define as v upon a square. That is, h is nothing but a, that is the side, right? So let's see what is the solidification time of square one, right? So that can be directly proportional to v by a. So we can write that is v by a, v by surface area minimum is square. So the solidification time of this square can be done as volume is a cube, right? When you put the value of a here in this case, so you can see that h is defined as a cube. तो a क्यूब यहाँ पे आ जाएगा आपका, और ये आपकी वैल्यूज होगी a. तो ये a से a क्यूब का वन पोर्शन कटेगा तो a स्क्वायर जाएगा, तो 4a square, that can also be defined as 6a square. So here we can define it 6a square का whole square. This is to be cancelled out, this is to be cancelled out, it is to be written as a by 6. So class, we have defined solidification time of square, solidification time of cylindrical, right? To compare it with each other, we need to understand the volume, you can say the volume of a cylindrical should be the volume of square parallelopoid. So what is the volume of cylindrical? We have defined the volume of cylindrical is 2 pi r cube. We need to establish a relation, that is 2 pi r cube, which is also equals to a cube, right? So we can say that r by a is 1 by 2 pi to the 1 by d, right? So we have established a relations r by a. Now based on this, let's take a solidification time of cylindrical upon solidification time of square parallelepiped. Now the constant is to be cancelled out, and we can write it here r by 3 of square upon a by 6 of whole square, right? Because this is defined as this one values. So this can also be written as r by a. This can be 6, this can be 3 of square, right? 6 can be go upside and 3 is go downside, so that can be written as 2. Now r by a can also be defined as 1 upon 2 pi, right? So 2 is defined as square, and r by a of square can be written as this much. So this ratio can be seen that 4 into 1 upon 2 pi 2 by 3, right? So when you solve, if you have any calculation, so we can see that the ratio is defined as 1.17, right? 1.17. What does it mean 1.17? Let's see. It says that the solidification time of cylindrical shape is greater than the solidification time of square shape. It means what? If you place a side riser shape of cylindrical type, it takes more time to solidify as compared to square. तो आप हमेशा अगर आपको चूज करना हुआ कि आप सिलेंड्रिकल शेप को अप्लाई करना है या पैरेललोपिपेड को अप्लाई करना है, तो आप क्या यूज करोगे? सिलेंड्रिकल शेप के डिजाइन को यूज करोगे, so that it takes more time to solidify this one. Understood? So that is the criteria of defined this condition. तो आपने क्या देखा कि how you are going to design a riser? Design a riser is always based on the solidification time.